Someday we'll get paid for this.
Hello, news aficionados. It's time for Scrapple News. And from high atop the Scrapple News towers in downtown Philadelphia, I am AP Ticker. Good to see me, isn't it? As Albert Brooks said, sometimes the news overwhelms your desire to joke about it. This week, a shooting in Colorado leaves dozens dead and injured. The gunman, James Holmes, was armed with an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle, a shotgun, and a .40 caliber pistol. It's widely believed that Holmes may be mentally deranged and obsessed with the Batman series. Within days, a presidential candidate named Mitt Romney added a voice of sanity, saying,
I'm a firm believer in the Second Amendment, and I also believe that this is, with emotions so high right now, this is really not a time to be talking about the politics associated with what happened in Aurora.
The Romneybot 3000 added, human units can always reproduce new and improved units to replace the damaged ones, just like we do on my planet.
Planned Parenthood, we're going to get rid of that.
So let's just forget this ever happened. Speaking of forgetting that this all ever happened, I'd like to issue a firm to the NCAA for the sanctions it imposed on Penn State University's football program in the wake of the Jerry Sandusky verdict. Let's get this straight. I don't care that they struck the last 14 years of PSU football from the records, reduced scholarships for future players, banned the team from participating in bowl games, and charged the school a $60 million fine. That's all well and good by me. Fuck 'em. My problem is that they've helped make this story more about Penn State's nauseating obsession with its own football culture while doing nothing to benefit the victims or their families. And that's been the problem with this whole shitstorm of a scandal since it started. No matter how heinous Sandusky's crimes were, or how poorly his peers and superiors handled them, the story always seems to veer back to Joe Paterno's reputation as the Pope of Pennsyltucky and Penn State reputation as one of the best. Who gives a shit to ever blah, 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 blah. So I'm just going to say it and hopefully end this hubbub once and for all. Where child abuse is concerned, football does not matter at all. Now, can we all put this behind us and move on? Please?
부동력 승마운동 기구, 자가 승마운동 기구, 에이스 파워.
It's official, my fellow Pennsylvanians. You have no reason not to vote this election year. The Department of State will make a simplified photo ID available to anyone who can't get their hands on a non-driver ID or birth certificate by November 6th. This came as a reaction to the voter ID law that might have made more than 1 million registered voters ineligible to actually vote. Starting August 26th, you can apply for the free card with nothing more than your social security number, birth date, and proof of residence. So, if you know your social and birth date, and you've a pay stub lying around in the house somewhere, go get your ID as soon as possible. What a pain in the ass. With pensing in full swing this year, every vote really does count. Make your voices heard. Unfortunately for our under 21 viewers, that state-issued ID is only good for voting. If you want to enjoy the best beer in Philly, made naturally by the Philadelphia Brewing Company, you'll need to wait until you're of age. As for me, I'm going to wash the taste of this week's news out of my mouth with an ice-cold, refreshing Kensinger, followed by a New Bold IPA. How do we do that? 3 Row House Reds and a Walt Whitmer 7. Philadelphia Brewing Company, the beer to have when you're having more than 2 or 3 cases. I'm AP Ticker. I said, I'm AP Ticker with this closing thought. The Joe Paterno statue is the only thing that was 11 years old that Penn State tried to protect.
소음 없습니다. 비싼 가격 걱정 마십시오. 이제 올라타기만 하십시오. 말 타는 것처럼 쉽게, 재미있게, 즐겁게. 상하로 둥글게 원을 그리듯 팔자로 골반과 허리 운동. 복근을 더욱 강력하게.